Hello, Nick again from Alexton, the Vale of Alexton Railway, Model Railway. Another video on the progress so far. I've been tinkering a bit. Added a bit more foliage to the roadside, a bit of grass, and tidied that area up so it looks slightly better. Changed the house, so I've decided that the house that was there would look better somewhere else. Not much change to the campsite, much the same as it was before. And the station, I've added some additional goods packages in the goods area. We've now got some pallets on it with extra luggage, well, not luggage, extra goods. A couple of more people added. Some oil drums. But not much more in that area. Maybe a couple of more benches plopped on. I've added some flowers to the embankment just to break up the bank a bit. Give it a bit more interest. And of course the mechanics, a couple of additional drums in there. A few more bits and bobs in the builder's yard. Nothing to shout home about. I've added some more barrels and people to the brewery area. A few more barrels. I just keep adding bits and bobs as they turn up. I found brewery workers hard to sort of actually get. I've sort of had to stretch my imagination, to be honest. That's that. And then I added a few oil drums to the fueling point. just to give, as I say, a bit more interest. A few old drums along here. Put in a crossing from the engine shed area to the signal box. Bit more flowers. It just breaks it up a bit. And then of course we come on to the, that's probably whiting out the camera, to be honest. If you remember from the last time, the idea was to shape it as best I could with the foam, insulation foam, and then rub it down and then put on the as you can see, this stuff here. Cut it into squares, dip it in water, and then lay it onto the I don't know if you can see, you're going to get a few holes, bumps and lumps. It's still in the process of drying, so as I say, it's probably whiting out and you won't be able to see too much detail, but you can definitely see bits of sheet and the rest of it in there. But once that's dried thoroughly, which usually, well, in this weather with the rain and damp, takes a good 2 or 3 days to thoroughly dry. I'll then get the wet and dry, bit wet and dry, and just go over it. Take my time, smooth it out, cut out the threads with a pair of scissors that come up as you're doing it. I've also added in at the back there an embankment now for the back scene. Again, that was out of insulation foam, cut it roughly to shape, got the sandpaper out and curved it and smoothed it, put it in there. You can see a join there which eventually will be hidden by bushes and foliage and bits and bobs. That's the back of that, which is the basis where the river goes, because I don't even know if you can see the river clearly now. Which runs under there. So now it's a matter of waiting for the plaster to thoroughly dry, smooth it out, and probably go over certain parts and what have you with the smooth plaster. You get it from WWC, but it's a smooth, it's you could, I suppose, use the normal filling plaster, but I tend to, on the final stages, use smooth plaster from the Scenic shop. Mainly because it's easier to smooth down with the older wet and dry. And then, yeah, one of the other jobs to do obviously is ballast. Ballast the track. I'm sure you've seen enough videos of people ballasting track. And then, well, after the smoothing and the sorting out bits and bobs and filling in, we'll begin the painting. The unfortunate thing is this does take time. It takes time to dry. So it's a bit of a long process before any major results show. So while I'm waiting for things to dry, like when I do the ballasting, I can do the ballasting now. That is obviously got to dry thoroughly. So in the meantime I will add a few more things to the rest of it. A few more people, a few more seats, a few more bits and bobs to get as much as you can to view. So there you are, that's the progress so far. And I shall see you next time. Bye for now.